Hello sports fans, Johnny Barrios here. Just wanted to show you, it's raining out in Connecticut, so I got a few extra minutes before I head on to the lake. And I wanted to show you how I put blue line on my bait casting reel. This is an SLX Shimano 151 XG, and basically this is how I do it. I work out of my truck. We're going to be putting on Cast King Super Power Braided line, 40-pound test. I like it in green, natural. Very good line. I love it. And this is how I do it. Just fished yesterday, so I gotta take my lure off. And this lure is a beauty. Jackhammer. Everyone knows about jackhammer chatterbait. That's a new Berkeley, the deal. Got great action there. Put that bait right there. Pretty simple. Just lay this right here. And I'm just going to take out my old braided line. Now this line is a little lighter. It's like 20-pound test. But I want to go with a little heavier because the water's dirty now. So I just want to go with something a little heavier. I feel a little more confident I'll be able to haul these fish down when I cinch down my drag. Because this is the time of year when you get a big fish. When you head into the fall, spring. Now I don't... Very simple. I think 101. You don't fill up the whole spool full of your braid because you're wasting it. So I use mono as a backing. Just like that. I don't want to lose my... I got bad eyes, so I don't want to retread this stuff. So I just keep it like this. I want to show you a little trick. Little trick right here. You want to prevent backlashes? It's an old trick Jimmy Houston showed me. Roland Martin, the old guys. You see that red tape in there? That's electrical tape. Once you put in enough lines, you can make a nice long cast. You put electrical tape around the whole spool. So when you do cast it, just that amount is going to come out. It's not going to be an overrun. And I got my brakes. I've been casting for a long time. I have no brakes on, so I just use my thumb. All right? Just a little tip there. It's fine. I'll just go right over it. I just wanted to add a little bit more because it's a heavier gauge. That's fine. I'll be able to make more in long cast. You know, I don't know what average cast is, but I cast pretty far. I'm not going to estimate. All right, so I'm going to tie that braid directly to the mono. And what I use is a blood knot. You can look it up, research it. It's basically taking two lines and connecting them. Now it's going to go deep in the spool, so I'm not going to use a conventional. Normally in a blood knot I'll put say about six wraps on the mono and maybe about 9 on the braid, but because it's just going to be inside the spool, I'm just going to do a quickie, which is like maybe 4 and 3. 4 wraps of the mono and 3 wraps of the mono and 4 wraps with the braid. 1, 2, 3. Cinch it down, wet it. I take the braid, make a loop, go around it over time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cinch it down. My eyes can show. And then just bring it together, just like that. Don't have to cinch it real tight, because sometimes if you go real tight, you'll break the line, but we're just connecting it. My braided scissors from Cast King, these scissors cut through anything like butter. Just like that. There you go. So, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the blood knot. It's connected. And now the way I do line is basically whatever way the line is on the spool, you want to go out the same way, regardless of spinning gear or bait casting gear. off, okay? And casting, Baitcasters, I just basically want it to come off, sorry, the same way, same direction. And what I do is I got a makeshift over here, and I put line on the fly. Guys who fish tournaments know what I'm talking about. I got an old fishing rod here hooked up to the back of my bed in my truck, and that allows me to reel it in. Alright, so this is how we're going to do it. I want to be able so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now I got the line perfectly straight, and you want to point it. You want to point it towards the spool. You want to go on nice straight. You don't want it on an angle. You want it even. You want it nice and straight. And if you do it right, you don't have to have any pressure on it with your fingers. I know some guys go with their hands to direct it, and you can do that. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I don't. If I see it going off a little bit, then I'll correct it. But most of the time, I just want to get it nice and straight. And I will hold it if I want to put tension, a little bit of tension on it. And you just basically guide it with your hand, but you're not really you're not trying to affect the way it goes on. You want it to go on nice and smooth. Just like that. Especially with braid. I love braid because braid doesn't coil out like mono, or I prefer mono. Here's my formula. Braid, top stand. And you don't want to overfill the spool. Okay? You want at least an eighth of an inch, or 16th or 8th of an inch below the ends of the spool. Right there. Not the spool, the Baitcaster, the spool, basically. I'm alright. I'm doing okay. My mind's everywhere. I'm trying to hurry up because I'm thinking about fish. Then I'll pull off maybe a little bit extra. That's basically what it looks like. Ready to go. Very simple. Didn't have to re-guide. I didn't have to put anything in the guides or anything like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it off at the spool. Tie my bait right now. Right now the water's dirty, so if the water's clear, I'll throw a mono leader, not fluorocarbon. I like mono because mono has a little stretch. I want a little bit stretch. I don't want it too tight. Fluorocarbon doesn't have much stretch, so sometimes when you get a little good sized fish on, you go set that hook. I've had the line break. You don't want that. You want a little bit of stretch. So I use monofilament. I used to be a fluoro guy, and sometimes I'll use it when it's like very gin clear water, but the water right now is very dirty, so I go straight braid. So that big old hook, that big old chatterbait, so direct contact with that. So I'm just going to do a simple knot here. Braid, you want to put a lot of loops in it, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what I prefer to do is it's called a trilene knot. So you want to look it up. Trilene knot. It's basically a double loop. Wrap it around the main line, 7, 8 times, and then put it back through both loops. Cinch it down. Just like that. I always leave a little extra because braid would always slip on itself. You just want to leave a little 1/8 of an inch. Ready to go. You're up to rest. And I'm ready to go. That's how I do it. I hope that helps out. I know you guys, the slayers out there, they know what I'm talking about. But this is for the novice people. I get a lot of questions sometimes. They ask questions how I reel it. No questions too small, Still drizzling out here, but I'm going to try. Do a little fishing, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, sports fans, any comments, you could just write it down. Any questions? I'll be posting this video soon. This quick little video. And always throw don't just throw it away. Keep the earth. I always feel when you go fishing, you leave the place better than when you got there. Alright, so that's basically it, sports fans. God bless. Enjoy the outdoors. tight lines, knock them